Hello friends and Assalamualaikum. Welcome to my channel. I'm your designing developer. My name is Inshal Beg. I am a full stack developer and graphic designer. Today I will show you how to build one Twitch clone in React.js, and I hope you will also enjoy this clone like you're enjoying my previous clones of like React.js, React Native and Mud. So now we will be just starting with our Twitch clone. But first of all, you have to just hit the subscribe button, and after that you have to also hit the notification bell, from which you will be getting all the notifications of my video when I will be uploading. So from that it will be also help for you, and it will be also help for me, because from that you will be learning more new things, more new clones and more new things which I'll be uploading in future. And from that it will be also having your notifications, and you will be learning more new languages also which I'll be uploading in future. And I hope you'll be also enjoy my previous projects, clones and many other things which I've just uploaded. And just check that also all things which I've just uploaded previously on my channel. Now you can see there is a Twitch clone which we'll be making today. You can see that, which is looking really good. Here you can also sign up. If I press sign up, you can see it is just asking to write username, password, confirm password, date of birth and email to just sign up with that. And if you want to log in, so you can go to login, write username, password to just log in here. And here you can also do one thing, you can go to login and just log in simply from here if you just have already account here. Or you can also connect that with your Facebook if you're having your Facebook account. And you can simply just go to your like here, and you can just change language from here. Like if you want another language, like many languages are here, you can change any of them. And you can also change this theme to dark. If you want to just do that theme dark, you can do that. Or you want to do that light, so you can do. I'll be simply doing it dark because I like the dark theme here. And you can see now we are getting, and you can also search any of the thing here which you want to just search about Twitch. And you can also just see many of the channels here, because when we just do any of the stream on YouTube, so some YouTubers do like they link our stream with your Twitch account. So from that they are just streaming on YouTube also and Twitch also. So there are two things from which you can just stream. So now you can see we are getting many of the things here. If I just go to the top, you can see it is just going here. So because of that it is just coming some of the sound here. And I'll be going back, and you can see simply it is now paused. So I'll be closing this, and you can see we are getting many of the files here. You can see many of the live streams which is just going here, and many of the other thing which you want to just do. So you can see how good looking is that. So we'll be just building that. So now we are also getting many of the like recommended channels here. If you want to just go to their channel, you can just go to that, which is just coming in the corners here. Okay, so here you can also check the recommended channels, and you can go to the join and community to the Twitch, and you can also discover the best live streams anywhere where you want to. And you can see there are many of the live stream which is just happening here. I've just linked with that with real of the Twitch account, means if anybody just do the live stream on the Twitch, so it will be coming on my Twitch also, because like I've told you, I've just linked with real Twitch here. So because of that these things are happening in that, and you can see how cool looking is that things. So we will be building that. So building that, first of all you have to do one thing here. Like I'll be just going to my command prompt and opening my command prompt to just work with here. So here just open your command prompt by writing that, and you can see now this command prompt has opened. So for before that I'll be creating my React tab. You have to do one thing here, you have to just write cd and right here like another thing which should be like, first of all you have to define the location where you have to just create your React tab. So here simply I'll be defining the location of localdisk E, press enter, and when you've done with that things here, I'll be just coming and writing my React tab name which you have to create. So simply I'll be writing that to npx create, and here I'll be writing dash react, and when you've done that just I'll be writing dash again app. So when you've done with that things here, you can see we have done that. So I have written like npx create dash react tab. So here I'll be written that because it will be creating a React tab here, because if you create any of the MERN app, React.js app, React Native app, React Redux app, or React.js app, so these are containing a React name. So because of that these are of React app. So because of that I am writing, if I write React Redux, so you can see at the starting it is containing a React name obviously. If I write MERN, so you can see this is, we have written MERN, and here you can see you will be thinking like there is not any of the name of React.js. So there is coming like this M means this is a short form here. So this M means like MongoDB, this E means like Express, which is a language like React, and this R means like obviously React.js, then N means Node.js. So this MERN is full form as like you can say MongoDB, Express, React.js and Node.js. If I go forward here, and you can just create that MERN like that. So if I just erase that, and if I create React, and here you can just create that. And if you want to just create that in React Native, so here you have to just write React Native dash clone to just create here. So like that you can build, or I'll be writing that to Twitch. So we are building Twitch clone simply, so I'll be writing Twitch dash clone. If you are building in Mun, so you'll be writing Mun like that simply. And here if you want to build in React Redux, so you'll be writing like that. And if you want to build in React Native, so simply you will be also writing like that. So like that you will be writing all the things, but simply we are building in React.js, and when we are building in React.js we have to write clone here. And when we are done that all things, you have to press enter to just create that in our local disk C or any of the drive which you are working with. So just you have to press enter now, and you can see it will be take some time to just create your Twitch clone React folder here. It will be just creating in some time, and it will be really helpful for you here. So you can see it is just creating now. It is fetching the data, means it is fetching the metadata and many of the things which we have to just create. So simply I'll be minimizing that here, and you can see everything is just perfect. So you can see this is a Twitch clone we should be making, and here we will be not using any of the Firebase here because there are not any of the work of Firebase here. We'll be just using our own things of that, so don't have to use Firebase to just work with that things. So I hope you understand that all things still here. So you can see that we are getting this recommended channels, then we are also getting, if I search anything you'll be also getting, if I search games, so you'll be getting all the live streams of games, you can see that. And if I just one thing, like if I get programming, you'll be also getting the things related to programming here, you can see. So everything related to programming is also coming. So here you'll be just writing everything, it will be just coming many other thing which you have to just write and just work with. So it is also really good thing which you can just see many of the other things. And if you don't know about that, so you can just go to its original website and work with that, because this Twitch is really cool, amazing website from which you can just work with many of the things. You can see videos which are just on YouTube, and you can, if you don't have YouTube, so you can use Twitch to just watch any of the video which is just coming on YouTube. So it is really good thing which you can just use to just watch videos or anything like that. Or you can also upload your own videos by login, sign up, then you can just link your YouTube account with that. Then when you will be just doing live stream on YouTube, so it will be automatically doing live stream on Twitch also. So it is really helpful part you can do. So you can see how good looking is that things there. So you can see now it is just containing, means it is just creating that by using, and it is also creating some of the React DOM, React scripts, and some of the templates which you'll be needing to work with that, and it's really helpful also. So I'll be simply minimizing that, and now I'll be just going here, and I'll be writing one thing here, like till here we have done that all. So simply I'll be just coming and opening my VS Code by writing VS, then you have to just open that by pressing enter. So you can see now your Visual Studio codes mean VS Code has been opened. So it is, you can see it is looking cool here. So you can see how good looking is that. So you can just work with that. So now I'll be doing one thing, like I'll be closing this Robinhood clone which we are making previously. Then I'll be pressing open folder, and if I go to local disk E, you can see if I just go to the top, scroll down here also, you can see there is a folder of Twitch clone which we are getting at the corner, and it's looking really good, but it's not contain some of the file which we'll be needing, because here we have to just first of all install that things, then we'll be working on. So now just I'll be showing you the main things which we have to work with, like our VS Code. So first of all you have to just do one thing, go to your extension tab here, then you have to download some of the extensions. So here first of all you have to download an extension which is called material theme. So here if you don't like the material theme, which is just means if you don't like the theme which is just coming randomly in your VS Code, you can use many of the other theme to just change your theme color of your VS Code. Like I have just changed to pale night ocean color theme, which is really good color theme you can use. So you can see this is the material theme here, but you will be thinking like this is the, okay, so here I'll be moving on this. So you will be thinking like this is the original material theme which I'll be using. So just take care about that. This is not the original one material theme. It is just like the original one, but it is not the original one. You can see it is just having installers like 49,056, but the material theme which I have just installed, it is not having any of the installers, means it is not containing this installer tab. So if the theme or anything extension is not containing any of the installer, so take it like it is containing many of the installer, like 1 billion above installer, if it is not having any of the installer in that window. And you can see it is having a rating of 5, but this rating is not really good. It is not original one, it is a local, you can say local rating here. After this you can see view or download. So now if I just show you the original one material theme which I have just installed, for that you have to go to extensions. It is this material theme, I have just installed that. So I'll be showing you what is the original one. So I'll be scrolling down, because that material theme was in the last, I've just installed that first time there. So there is the icon theme. So you can see there is the material theme which I have installed, and it is the original one material theme. And you can see it is not containing any of the installers or any of the rating here, because it is having installer above 1 billion. And when any of the extension contains 1 billion above installer, so VS Code does do one thing, like it's not having installers when any extension just having 1 billion above installers. And you can see it is also just asking to just supported by VS Code power user rating of 5, and you can see download 50,064K. Okay, so you can see that this downloads are just old downloads here. Take care about that, and you can just install that by going to terminal also, but I just simply installed from here, so there will be nothing happens. And you can go to set color theme, and from here also you can just set these themes, but I don't like that themes there. But there are also many other themes which you can just use, and there are also material icon themes here which you can just use to change your icons. You can see like this is the material icon theme which I have just used to just change my color theme. You can see it is having and containing 7 million above installers here and having a rating of 5. So it is really good icon theme which you can just use to just change your icons. Like if you are working with HTML, so HTML icon will come, JavaScript, Python, any language you are working, every icon will be coming at the left side of that, and it will be looking very good enough to just check that all things. And you can see you can also download many of the other themes which is just coming here. Like you can download this one theme which I have just installed. If I go to the top, you can see this is the also a theme which you can just install to work with, but this themes only contain light and dark themes here. It's not contain like pale night, ocean color theme or anything like that. It's only contain dark and light theme, but this material theme contain every theme like dark, light, ocean, pale night, ocean color theme, every color theme it just contains. So you can just use material color theme, and it is also having installers above, you can say 1 billion, like I've telling you. So you can see how good looking is this material theme which you can just use to work with. So this is really good material theme here, so you can just use that simply. So you can see we have just done that all things, and I hope till here you have understand that all. So when you've done with that, I'll be just closing this material theme here, because I hope till here you have understand. And there's also a bracket pair colorizer theme which you can just use to just change your tag color theme which you are writing here. So I'll be going to top, and here if I show you, so just you have to go to top here also again, and there is bracket pair colorizer. You can see it is containing 4 million above installers, and it is just having a screenshot also, like if you write a code, so how it will look at your like code editor. You can see it will be just looking like that blue color. It will be also having yellow and light blue color. So you can see how good looking is that. If I just open my command prompt, you can see now our Twitch clone folder has been ready. So I'll be just closing this command prompt. Like I'm telling you, we'll be not using Firebase for that. So simply I'll be moving on my folder, means I'll be moving on my file icon. Then simply I'll be pressing file. Then I'll be just pressing open folder, because here I have to open folder. Scrolling down here because my local disk C is obviously selected. Then I'll be just pressing my Twitch clone folder which I have just created in the command prompt, and pressing select folder to just open my folder here. You can see now my folder has been opened, but you can see one thing, like this folder contains many of the 3 folders again. So this now I'll be telling you what this 3 folder does. So first of all, we are having a folder which is called node module. So this node modules folder contains many of the like libraries, packages, and npm libraries and testing libraries also, which just helps you to just run your React tab or React folder in your localhost. And it is also really helpful theme which you can just use to just work with. And it's also containing some of the other things also, like you can say many of the other small languages like JSX, you can say Babel, and many of the other React, Redux, and like that languages we are just having in that. But there is not any of the big languages like JavaScript. Means JavaScript is only contained in React, but you will be not containing that like Swift and Ruby and like HTML, CSS. You will be not containing here. You will be just only containing React, JavaScript related language. You will be not containing HTML, CSS, and like Swift, Ruby like languages. So you will be containing only JavaScript and React related language. Now I hope you understand what this node modules folder does and what we are just having in that. So I'll be telling you like how the shortcut is, means what is the shortcut to download this node modules folder, because there is some of the error comes when we just install our folder of our clone. So there is one error comes like we not having a node modules folder from which we can't just run our React app or folder in our local host, means in our default browser. So for working that, you have to just go to your terminal here. For that you have to do one thing, like you have to just write npm install here. First of all, then here you have to just write and tag by pressing shift and 7 when you pressing 2 times. So this and tag will be coming. Then you will be writing npm start simply. So when you've done with that things, you have to press enter. First of all, it will be installing this node modules folder, and then when it will be installed in some of the few minutes, so it will be running that automatically in your localhost and in your default browser which you are working with. So you can see how simple it is to just download your node modules folder here if you are not having with any of the error or anything. So now I'll be just showing you like what this public folder does and what is contained. So if I just open this public folder here, you can see this public folder contains some of the icons. You can see that like Fabi icon.ico, logo 192.png, and many other logos of React, which just helps you to just connect this logos with index.html file. And this index.html files also containing the logos, which is just linked with that, but it just helps you to just run your React app in localhost. So this is a good file which you can just see, like, because HTML is also a browser like thing with when we just run HTML, so it just run that in browser. So like that we have to also run React also in browser with the help of this index.html file, which is just linked with our icon. So you'll be thinking like there is Fabi icon.ico also and logo 192.png also, but there is not logo 512.png. So the answer is like this logo.512.png is really big logo here, you can see, and there is not any of the space to just containing this much bigger logo here. So because of that I'm not using that here, but I can also do like I'll be also just changing its size here, but I'm just automatically using this tag by I'm just using and lessing size again and again. So because of that I'm not doing that here. Then you will be thinking like what this manifest.json and robot.txt file does. So don't care about that both files, because that both files are from localhost, means it just helps you just run your React app. It's not do a big thing here, and it is also not a big thing to just having these files. You can also delete that files if you want to, but you can only delete robot.txt file. Don't delete this manifest.json file because it is an important file here and just helps you to just having a import, means it just helps you to just having a React sample text which you are writing, means which you are not writing, it is just coming automatically when you run your React app. So you can see we are getting that things. Now if I just open this source folder, in this source folder you will be containing all the files in which I'll be writing codes, but there are three files which we have to read. One is called setup.test.js, logo.svg, and app.test.js. Like in the node modules folder, I tell you there is a testing libraries with our npm libraries and packages. So here we don't need any of the testing libraries there, because here I'll be just deleting testing libraries from my node modules, because there are not any of the work of testing libraries in some of the clones here, means many of the clones it is not containing like testing libraries. In small clones and in projects we are just containing testing libraries, and I also delete that because here we are not having any of the work of testing libraries. So because of that these app.test.js, setup.test.js are test files, so here I have to delete that. Now you'll be thinking like why I'm deleting this logo.svg file. So this logo.svg file has having containing a React logo here, you can see, which is just having a link of that. So just it helps you to just run your React, you can see React logo in your localhost, and just also a really good logo, you can see that. So it is really good logos which you can just run. And this logo.svg you will be thinking like why I'm deleting, I can also delete the logos from public folder. So the answer is like this logos which we are having in public folder is linked with index.html file, and here we are also getting these logos in public folder. So we can't just delete, means you can delete that, but it will be waste of time if you do that, because here if we are obviously just having and deleting the logo from source folder, so why we have to delete again and again from public folder? Because it will be waste of time here, and we'll be not writing any of the code in public folder. Also we have to write all the codes in source folder. So because of that from here I have to delete this logo.svg file and testing libraries from here. So simply press right click, press delete to just delete that, go to app.js and delete all the things in this div tag, because I'll be using my own thing which I have to just use. Press backspace here, simply save that by pressing save here. Then when you've done with that things here, simply I'll be doing one thing, like I'll be going to index.js file, and first of all go to index.css file, go down enough here. Then you have to do one thing here, like here I'll be coming writing the margin should be 0, because I don't want any of the margin here. Save that here simply, and it will be just good to go. So you can just use that things here to just work with, and you can see how good looking is that. So here I'll be doing one thing, like I'll be going to app.js, and I'll be deleting this import logo from logo.svg, because we have deleted this logo.svg file from here. Simply press erase, then go to file, save that, go to app.css and delete all the things from here also, because I'll be using my own CSS tags. Press backspace to just delete that. So just save that here also. Then here I'll be doing one thing, I'll be closing this index.css file, go to app.js file here, and then I'll be doing one thing, like I'll be coming underneath this div file here and just writing that to like you can say view. So here I'll be writing view. So simply when you've done that, I'll be writing view array, and I'll be writing that to app. So when you've done that all thing, just I'll be closing that here and writing that to like user. And just when you've done that, I'll be pressing backspace because here we don't have to import that. So I'll be writing user, just write app.view. So simply when you've done that, close that simply here. Then I'll be coming here and writing array, and then I'll be writing area equal, then you have to write view. So when you've done that, just I'll be doing one thing, like I'll be writing floor, and here I'll be just erasing and writing floor. So simply when you've done with that things, there I'll be writing dot media dot user. So here I'll be closing that simply. Then you have to come here also writing that to like area array. Then when you've done that, just I'll be doing one thing, like I'll be writing that to array here. So we have done that, so I'll be closing simply here, and I'll be writing that to like array dot, and just write here like another thing which should be like floor. Then I'll be changing this to like media. So simply when you've done that, close here. Then I'll be coming here also and then writing that to like user, and I'll be changing this to like view. And when you've done that, I'll be writing that another thing which should be just having area. So when you've done that, close that, write here floor again. Then when you've done that, I'll be writing dot random and just change that to app. So simply close here also, and here I'll be coming and writing that to like random. Then you have to come forward, write floor equal, just write view tag again. Then you have to close here again and write here floor. But before that, I'll be coming here and writing media dot floor, and here I'll be writing that to random. So simply when you've done that, just you have to close that by pressing this close bracket here. Then here I'll be also writing floor tag here, so just write that, then create random, and I'll be writing that to app. So simply I'll be closing this and coming here also and then writing that to floor. So simply do that. Then when you've done that, I'll be writing that to like user and write app. So when you've done that, just I'll be closing that here. So when you've done that with all things, I'll be pressing save to just save that all things. Then you have to just go to app.css file here again. Then when you've done with that here, so I'll be doing one thing now. I'll be just coming here also and then writing this file and containing margin which will be like 0. So here I'll be writing that. And when you've done that, I'll be writing padding also which will be 0 pixels. So simply do that and create that to like box sizing border box. So when you've done with that thing, simply go to file and save. So we have defined this margin and padding and box sizing here, because here we have to just having a box sizing from the border, means from the corner of our boxes, like it should be border box, not containing any of the spaces, only having a border box from the side. So here now I'll be writing that to like justify content which should be center, means all the things which we are writing in my app.js file or any other file which I am just working with. So here I have to write all the things which should be in center, and this align item is also meaning same like justify content. And this display block means like our display which we are doing in center should be in block, means it should be just in line with that. So because of that, I'm defining display block. Then I'll be writing that text align center, means obviously our text which we are writing, so it should be in center and it should be just aligned perfectly like this. Justify content and align items. Then I'll be writing font style which should be normal, because I don't like any of the font style here. If you want to just choose any of the font style, you can choose, because there are many font style here which you can just choose to just work with. Then I'll be writing text justify here inherit. So when you've done with that, I'll be coming underneath and writing here font size, and I'll be changing that to 14 pixel. Create font weight here also 500. So when you've done that all thing, just I'll be writing font family simply Mont Syrup. So when you're done with that things, write comma sans serif. So I'll be just changing that to like sans serif. So when you're done with that, I'll be coming here also creating border 1 pix solid white. So here I'll be writing. So when you've done that all thing, just I'll be writing border color which will be white, and create color which shall be black. So when you've done that, I'll be coming here writing that to like border radius 10 pixel simply, because here I want my border radius should be just 10 pixel. Create border left 100 pixel, and I'll be writing that to like border right which should be 100 pixel. And when you've done that, I'll be writing border top 100 pixel, and I'll be also writing that to like border bottom which should be 100 pixel. So when you've done that all thing, just I'll be writing border style none. And when you've done with that things there, I'll be writing that to like border width 100 pixel. And when you've done that, I'll be writing line height which should be 100 pixel. And here we have done that, so I'll be writing that to like border. But first of all, I'll be writing width 100 pixel, create that to like height 100 pixel, and I'll be writing that to like border none, and simply I'll be also writing that to like outline none, and create list style none, and when you've done that I'll be writing list style type none. So here I'll be writing that. So when you've done with that thing there, I'll be doing one thing like I'll be coming here also and creating flags direction column, then I'll be writing that to flags tab, which should be tab reverse. So when you've done with that thing there, I'll be writing flags flow column, create flags, change that to like flags basis content, and here I'll be also writing flags grow inherit here. So simply when you've done with that here, so I'll be writing flags shrink inherit, create direction, which should be inherit. So when you've done that, I'll be now writing that to like background white, and here I'll be also writing the same thing like background color white. So when you've done with that thing there, I'll be writing color, which should be black, and here I'll be also writing that to like background. Okay, so here if I just go to the top and check one thing, here we have defined color. So simply I'll be now writing like background position, which should be in center, and here I'll be writing that to like background position dash X, which should be in center, and just create that to like background position dash Y in center. So when you've done with that thing there, I'll be writing background size cover, and here I'll be also writing that to like background attachment, which should be fixed. And when you've done with that thing there, I'll be writing background, change that to background repeat, which should be repeat. Okay, so here I'll be writing. So when you've done with that here, simply write background clip content box create, and another thing which should be like background, change that to background origin content box. Then I'll be also writing that to like background blend mode, which should be color burn. So when you've done with that things, simply I'll be writing that to like background image. So here when you've done with that all things, just I'll be writing background image having the URL of like background, and here I'll be writing background 1.jpg. So when you've done that, I'll be writing nav index, which should be correct. And when you've done that all thing, just I'll be writing nav left correct, and I'll be writing that to nav right current. So when you've done that, just I'll be writing that to nav up current here, and I'll be writing nav down current. So when you've done that, so I'll be writing now padding 14 pixel, create that to padding left, which should be 14 pixel, and I'll be writing padding right, which should be 14 pixel. So when you've done with that thing here, I'll be writing padding top 14 pixel, create padding bottom, which should be 14 pixels. So when you've done that, I'll be writing margin 10 pixel, create margin left 10 pixel, and here I'll be also writing margin right here simply, which should be 10 pixel. And when you've done that, so I'll be doing one thing like I'll be raising this eye from here, writing here creating margin top 10 pixel, and here I'll be also writing another thing which should be margin bottom. So here I'll be writing that, which should be 10 pixels. So when you're done with that things here, simply I'll be going to file, saving that here. So here we have done that. So when you've done with that things, go here, save that, and when you've done with that things, you have to do another thing like. So now here you can see we have just defined that all things here. You can see that now when you've done with that things here, so now here I'll be doing one thing like I'll be going to app.js, and till here you can see we have defined that all things like view tag, array tag, area, then user and random and floor also. So when you've done that, just I'll be simply going to my app.css file here. Then I will be doing one thing like I'll be defining a body tag here, because in app.js also I have defined the body tag. So now I'll be just doing the styling of body tag underneath this tag. So here I'll be writing body. So this body is a tag, not any of the class. So because of that I'm not writing any of the dot in the starting of that. Then I'll be writing this sign and coming underneath, and just I'll be writing that to like justify content, which should be simply in center. Then create that to align items, which should be in center. So here I'll be writing. So when you've done that, I'll be writing that to like display block. So when you've done with that things, I'll be writing text align in center. So when you've done that, I'll be writing that to another thing which should be like, you can say that to box sizing, I'll be changing that to like border box. So when you've done that all, just I'll be coming underneath here, and just I'll be changing this to like here when you've done with that. So simply I'll be coming underneath here, and just I'll be changing this box sizing to float into left. So when you've done that, I'll be coming here and I'll be changing that to like font style now. So here I'll be changing that to like font style normal. So when you've done that, I'll be writing text justify also like inherit. So here when you've done that, I'll be changing that to like font size, which should be 14 pixel, create font weight 500, and when you've done that, I'll be changing that to like font family, which will be Mont Serif and comma sans serif. So here I'll be doing one thing like pressing Ctrl Z here, and here I'll be writing sans serif. So when you've done that, I'll be writing border 1 pixel solid white. So when you've done with that things, there I'll be writing border color white. So here I'll be writing border color, which should be white. Then I'll be writing color, which should be black. So when you've done that, I'll be writing that to like border radius 10 pixel, and I'll be also writing that to like border left, which should be 100 pixel. And when you've done that, I'll be writing border right here. So simply write here like border right, which will be 100 pixel, and I'll be also writing that to like border top 100 pixel. And when you've done that, I'll be writing border bottom, which will be 100 pixel. And when you've done that, I'll be writing that to like another thing, which will be like border radius, which we have already written now. So here I'll be writing border style none, and I'll be writing now border width. So here create that 100 pixel. So here I'll be writing. So when you've done with that thing, here I'll be writing that to like border, change that to like, you can say that to I'll be writing now line. So here I'll be now coming here creating line height 100 pixel, and I'll be writing width 100 pixel now. Then create height also, which should be 100 pixel. So when you're done with that thing, simply, so here I'll be coming and writing here like border, which should be none, and here I'll be also writing that to like outline none. So when you've done that, I'll be writing list style, which should be none. So here I'll be writing list style type, which should be none. So till here, I hope you are enjoying this video, and if you are just doing that, so please hit the like button and smash that like button, and also just comment me down like what things do you want from me in future, and what clones and what project related to Python or any language do you want me in future. And if you are just enjoying my live stream, so just tell me, I'll be doing live streams more in future, and I hope you'll be enjoy that also. So I'll be just coming here now, and I'll be now writing like flags direction, which should be column. So simply I'll be writing now, I'll be also writing that to like flags wrap reverse. So when you've done that, I'll be writing flags flow simply. So here I'll be writing that column. So when you've done that, I'll be writing flags basis. So here I'll be writing content. Then when you've done that, I'll be changing that to like flags grow, which should be inherit. So when you've done that, I'll be writing flags shrink. So here I'll be writing that inherit. Then here I'll be writing that to like direction inherit. So when you've done that, I'll be writing background, which should be white, and here I'll be writing that to like background color, which should be white. And when you've done with that thing, I'll be just coming here creating background position in center. And when you've done with that thing, where I'll be writing background position X. So here I'll be writing that in center. So when you've done that, I'll be writing background position Y. So here creating that, which should be in center. So when you've done with that thing, where I'll be coming here also and creating background attachment, which should be fixed. So when you've done with that, here I'll be coming creating background size simply, which should be covered. So when you've done that, I'll be writing that to like background clip, which should be content box, and I'll be also writing that to like background origin content box here. So simply I'll be writing that. So when you've done that, I'll be changing that to like background repeat, which should be repeat. So when you've done that, I'll be writing like background blend mode here, which should be color band. So when you've done with that thing, simply I'll be coming underneath also and creating background image having a URL of like background, and just I'll be writing background dot, and first of all I'll be going to top. So here I'll be writing background 2.jpg. So when you've done that, I'll be closing and creating nav index current. So when you've done with that things, I'll be also writing here like nav left current, simply create nav right, which should be current now. So when you've done that, I'll be writing nav up current here and create nav down, which should be current. So when you've done that, I'll be just coming here creating padding 12 pixel, create padding left, which should be 12 pixel here. So simply I'll be writing that. And when you've done that, I'll be writing here also like padding right 12 pixel, and create padding top, which should be 12 pixel, and also create padding bottom, which should be 12 pixel. So when you've done that all thing, just I'll be doing one thing like I'll be coming here creating margin 10 pixel, and here I'll be also writing that to like margin left 10 pixel. So simply when you've done that, I'll be writing margin right here, which should be 10 pixel, and here I'll be writing margin top 10 pixel, and create margin bottom, which will be also the same like 10 pixels. So when you've done with that things, go to file, press save, and it is done. So when you've done with that, just simply go to app.js. Now we have to just copy the class, because now we have done with our tags. We have to just now work with our classes here. So just I'll be copying my first class, which is called app here. So simply copy that by pressing Ctrl C. Then simply I'll be just going to my app.css file to just work with, and I'll be just coming underneath here. So here I'll be just writing dot, because it is a class like at the top. If I just show you, I have not written because it was a tag. So now we have to define a class. So I'll be writing dot, pasting my class name which I have just copied, or you can also write your class name if you don't copy that here. So I'll be writing this curly brackets coming underneath, creating justify content simply in center, and when you've done that, I'll be also writing that to align item. So here create that which will be in center, and when you've done that, I'll be writing display block, and here when you've done that, I'll be writing text align in center. So when you've done with that things here, simply I'll be doing one thing like I'll be coming underneath create float into left, and I'll be also writing that to like box size in border box. So here when you've done that, I'll be writing font style normal, and here when you've done with that things, I'll be changing that to like text justify inherit, and when you've done that, I'll be writing font size which should be 14 pixel, create font weight which should be 600, create font family. So here I'll be changing that to Mont Serif, and I'll be writing comma sans serif. So when you've done that, I'll be writing border 1 pix solid white, and here I'll be also writing that to like border color which will be white, and when you've done with that thing, simply I'll be writing color black, and here I'll be also writing that to like border radius 10 pixel, and when you've done that, I'll be writing border left 100 pixel, create border right. So here I'll be writing that which should be 100 pixel. So when you've done that, I'll be writing border top which should be 100 pixel, create border bottom. So here I'll be writing that 100 pixel. So when you've done that, I'll be writing that to like border style which should be none, and when you've done that, I'll be also writing that to like border width 100 pixel, and create line height which should also be 100 pixel. So when you've done that, I'll be writing width 100 pixel, create height also 100 pixel, and when you've done that, I'll be writing that to like border none, and I'll be also changing that to like outline none, and when you've done that, I'll be writing list style which should be none, and when you've done that, I'll be writing list style type which should be none. So when you've done with that thing there, simply I'll be writing flex direction which should be column. So here when you've done with that thing, I'll be writing flex wrap which should be wrap reverse. So here I'll be also changing that to like flex flow column, create flex, change that to flex basis content, create flex, change that to flex grow inherit, and I'll be changing that to flex shrink inherit. So when you've done that, I'll be writing direction inherit, create background white, and here I'll be changing that to like background color white. So when you've done that, I'll be writing background position which should be in center, create background position X same like in center. So when you've done with that thing there, so I'll be doing one thing like I'll be coming underneath creating background position dash Y which should be in center, and I'll be changing this to like background, and here I'll be writing background attachment which should be fixed, and here I'll be changing that to like background. So simply I'll be now writing like background size here simply which should be cover, and when you've done that, I'll be writing background, change that to background clip content box, create background origin now simply. Okay, so here I'll be writing that content box. Then when you've done with that all things, so I'll be writing background repeat which should be repeat, create background blend mode now which should be color burnt. So when you've done with that things there, I'll be doing one thing like I'll be coming underneath creating background, change that to background image having a URL of like background, and I'll be changing that to like first of all I'll be going to top, and here it is written like background 2.jpg. So simply I'll be writing here. Okay, so we have written background .jpg, then here I'll be coming writing background 1, then I'll be scrolling down and changing this to like background 2. So here I'll be writing that to background 2.jpg. So simply I'll be closing, coming underneath creating nav index current, and I'll be also changing that to like nav left current, and when you've done that, I'll be writing nav right current, and when you've done that, I'll be writing like nav up current, and here I'll be just doing one thing like I'll be writing that and create nap down, which should be current. So when you're done with that thing here, I'll be coming underneath creating padding 14 pixel, create padding left, which should also be 14 pixel. And when you're done with that, so I'll be just changing that and writing here. So I'll be now writing like padding right. So when you've done that, I'll be writing 14 pixels simply. So here I'll be writing that. So when you've done that, I'll be writing padding top. So here when you've done that, I'll be writing 14 pixel, create padding bottom, which will be 14 pixels. So when you've done that, I'll be writing margin 10 pixels. So here when you've done that, I'll be writing margin left 10 pixel. So when you've done that, I'll be writing that to margin right now, which will be 10 pixel. And when you've done with that things here, I'll be writing margin top 10 pixel and simply write here like margin bottom 10 pixel. So when you've done with that things here, I'll be doing one thing like just I'll be going to file and I'll be pressing save button. So when you've done that, just go to app.js. Now we have done with that app class. Now we have to copy this view class after that by pressing Ctrl C. Here you have to do that. Then you have to go to app.css to just work with. First of all, I'll be going to top, and if I just scroll down, you can see everything is perfect, so you can just move on with that. So here I'll be just going to top. Okay, so everything is perfect. Now I'll be just scrolling down here, then I'll be going to last. And now here when you've done with that, just I'll be doing one thing like I'll be coming here, writing dot, pasting my class name which I've just copied. Then I'll be writing curly brackets coming underneath, creating justify content center and creating align items, which should be in center. And I'll be also writing like display block and create float into left. And when you're done with that things, I'll be writing text align in center, and I'll be also changing that to like box sizing. But before that, I'll be writing correctly. Then I'll be writing that to like box sizing border box. So when you've done that, I'll be changing that to like font style normal. And when you've done that, I'll be writing text justify inherit. So when you've done with that things here simply, so I'll be now writing that to like font size 15 pixel, create font weight 500, and I'll be writing font family now simply, which should be Mont Serif here, comma sans serif. So when you've done that, now I'll be writing border 1 pix solid white. So when you've done that, I'll be changing that to like border color, which should be white, and change that to like color simply. So here I'll be writing that black. So when you've done that, I'll be writing border radius 10 pixel here, and I'll be changing that to border left, which should be 100 pixels. So when you've done with that thing simply, I'll be coming here, creating border right, and here I'll be writing 100 pixel, create border top, which should be 100 pixel, create that to like border bottom 100 pixel. And when you've done that, I'll be writing border style none and create that to like border width. So here I'll be writing border width, which should be 100 pixel. And when you've done that, I'll be writing line height 100 pixel and create that to width 100 pixel and create height 200 pixel. So when you've done that, I'll be writing border, which should be none, and here I'll be also writing that to like outline none. And when you've done that, I'll be writing list style, which should be none. So when you've done that, I'll be changing that to list style type, which should be none. So when you've done that, I'll be changing that to flags direction column. So here when you've done with that here, so I'll be writing flags wrap, which should be wrap reward. So here when you've done that, I'll be changing that to flags flow column, create flags, change that to flags grow inherit. And here I'll be also writing that to flags and change that to like flags basis content, create flags and change that to flags shrink inherit. So when you've done with that all things, so I'll be writing direction inherit. So when you've done that, I'll be writing background white. So when you've done that, I'll be writing that to like background color, which should be white. So when you've done that, I'll be changing that to like background position, which should be in center. And when you've done that, I'll be writing background position X. So simply I'll be writing that, which should be in center. Then I'll be writing background position dash Y in center. So when you've done with that, I'll be writing background size cover. And when you've done that all thing, just I'll be now writing like background attachment, which should be fixed. And when you've done with that thing there, simply I'll be now writing background origin content box, and I'll be also writing like background clip, which should be content box here. So when you've done that, I'll be now writing like background repeat, which should be repeat. And when you've done that all things again, so I'll be writing background blend mode color burn. So when you've done with that thing, simply I'll be coming here, creating background image having a URL of like background, and here I'll be changing that to like background 3.jpg. So simply when you've done with that things here, I'll be closing that, and first of all I'll be coming here closing, and now I can see we have done with that thing. So I'll be doing one thing here, like I'll be just writing this brackets here, and I'll be moving on here also, and then same I'll be just writing that. Then I'll be coming here creating nav index current, and when you've done that I'll be writing nav left which should be current, and create that to nav right current. So simply write that, and I'll be also changing that to like nav up current. So when you've done with that things here, I'll be writing nav down which should be current. So when you've done that, I'll be writing here like padding which should be 12 pixel, create that to like padding left which should be 12 pixel, and when you've done with that thing there, I'll be writing padding right here which should be 12 pixel, and when you've done that all thing, just I'll be writing padding top 12 pixel here. So when you've done that, I'll be writing padding bottom which should be 12 pixel, and I'll be writing here like margin 11 pixel, create margin left which should be 11 pixel, and I'll be writing like margin right 11 pixel, and create that to like margin top 11 pixel. So when you've done that, I'll be writing margin bottom 11 pixel. So when you've done that all thing, just go to file, press save to just save that all things. Just I'll be simply going to app.js file, and we have done till view. We have just also done this app class, then view, then we have to just now copy this array class to just work on with that. So just press Ctrl C to just copy that here, and just I'll be moving on to my app.css file again. Then just I'll be pressing enter 2 times, and here I'll be just coming writing dot and pasting my class name which I have just copied here. Then I'll be writing this sign coming underneath, just writing here like justify content in center, then create align items here first of all. So here I'll be writing align items in center. So when you've done that, I'll be writing display block and create float into left, and when you've done that, I'll be writing box sizing which should be border box, and here I'll be writing text align in center. So when you've done that, I'll be just writing that to like font style. So here I'll be writing that normal, create that to like text justify which should be inherit. So when you've done that, I'll be now writing like background, but before that I'll be just first of all writing font size here 15 pixel, create font weight which should be 600, and I'll be also creating font family which should be containing Mont Serif, comma sans serif. So when you've done with that, I'll be now writing border 1 pic solid white, and create that to like border color which should be white. So when you've done with that thing there, now I'll be writing that to like color which should be black. So here when you've done that, I'll be now writing like border radius which should be 10 pixel, and here I'll be writing like border left which should be 100 pixel, create that to like border right 100 pixel, and when you've done with that thing, simply I'll be writing border top 100 pixel, and here I'll be also writing that to like border bottom which should be 100 pixel. So when you've done with that, I'll be writing border style none, and I'll be also writing that to like border width now which should be 100 pixel. So when you've done that, I'll be writing line height 100 pixel, create that to width 100 pixel, and I'll be writing height 100 pixel, and I'll be writing that to like border none, create that to like outline none, and when you've done that, I'll be writing here like list style none. So here I'll be changing that, and when you've done that, I'll be writing list style type which should be none, and when you've done that all thing, just I'll be now writing flex direction column here. So simply when you've done with that, I'll be writing flex wrap which should be wrap reverse. So here I'll be also writing flex flow which should be column, but before that I'll be just coming here and writing that. So simply when you've done that all, just I'll be now writing flex, change that to flex basis content, create flex, change that to like flex grow inherit, and when you've done that, I'll be also writing flex shrink inherit. So when you've done that all things, just I'll be writing direction which should be inherit, then create that to like background white, create background color which should be white here. So simply I'll be writing that. So when you've done with that things, I'll be now writing like background position in center. So here we have done that, so I'll be now writing like background position, and I'll be writing that to X center. So when you've done that, I'll be writing background position dash Y center. So when you've done that, so I'll be coming here also and creating background attachment fixed, and here when you've done that, so I'll be writing background, and just I'll be changing that to background size cover, And when you've done with that, so I'll be coming here and creating that to like background clip content box. And here when you've done with that things, I'll be writing background origin now, which will be content box. And here I'll be now writing that to background repeat, which will be repeat. And here when you've done with that things, here I'll be coming creating background blend mode color band. So here I'll be writing. So when you've done with that thing, simply I'll be coming here creating background image, and I'll be just having a URL of like background. But before that, I'll be just writing that sign creating background. Just I'll be first of all going to top, then there is written background 3 here. So now I'll be just writing background 3 now. Okay, so background 3 we have just already written. I'll be writing background 4 simply dot jpeg close here. Then I'll be writing nav index, which will be current. So when you've done that all things, just I'll be writing nav left current, and here I'll be also writing nav right, which will be current. So when you've done that, I'll be writing nav up current, and here I'll be writing nav down, which will be current. So here when you've done that, I'll be writing padding 12 pixel, create padding left, which will be 12 pixel, and here I'll be writing padding right, which will be 12 pixel. And when you've done that, I'll be writing padding top 12 pixel and create that to like padding bottom, which will be 12 pixel. So when you've done that all thing, just I'll be writing margin 11 pixel, create margin left 11 pixel, create margin right 11 pixel, and I'll be also writing that to like margin top 11 pixel here. So when you've done that all thing, just I'll be writing that to like margin bottom 11 pixels. So when you've done with that thing, just you have to go to file, press save, go to app.js, and you can see till here we have defined, and I hope you all understand till over here. Then I'll be just going to app.css. Okay, so it is perfect till here. Okay, so I hope you understand that all. Now when you've done with that things here, so here you have to do one thing here also, like I'll be just simply going to app.js file again. Then here I'll be just copying another class name. First of all, I'll be just going to top. So here till array we have defined, so I'll be going here copying this area class now by pressing Ctrl C. Then I'll be moving on to my app.css file again, then coming again underneath here, but I'll be writing dot again, pasting my class name which I have just copied previously. Now writing curly brackets and creating justify content in center, and here I'll be also writing another thing which will be just align items. So here create that in center, then here I'll be writing display block. So when you've done that, I'll be changing that to float in left, and when you've done that, I'll be writing box sizing border box, create text align in center. So when you've done that, I'll be changing that to font style normal. So when you've done with that things, I'll be writing text justify inherit. So when you've done that, I'll be writing font size 15 pixel and create that to like font weight, which should be 500. Create font family again. So here I'll be writing that, which should be Mont Syrup. So when you've done that, so I'll be writing comma sans serif. So here I'll be just changing this to small o. So when you've done that, so here there is one error, but I'll be changing that to n. Then when you've done that, so I'll be now writing like border, which should be 1 pix solid white. So here I'll be writing border 1 pix solid white. Then I'll be writing that to like border color white. And when you've done that, I'll be writing color, which should be black. So when you've done that, I'll be writing border radius 10 pixel, and here when you've done that all things, just I'll be writing border left 100 pixel and create that to like border right, which will be 100 pixel, and I'll be writing that to like border top 100 pixel and create that to like border bottom 100 pixel. So when you've done that all things, just I'll be writing border style none, and when you've done that all things, just I'll be writing border width 100, and I'll be writing that 100 pixel, create line height, which will be 100 pixel, and I'll be writing that to width again 100 pixel, create height 100 pixel, and I'll be writing that to like border none, create outline, which will be none, and here I'll be also writing that to list style none, and when you've done that all thing, just I'll be writing list style type, which will be none. So when you've done that all thing, just I'll be writing flex direction column. So here when you've done that, I'll be writing flex wrap, which will be wrap reverse. So when you've done that all thing, just I'll be doing one thing, like I'll be writing flex flow column, create flex, change that to flex basis content, create flex grow, which will be inherit, and when you've done that, I'll be writing flex shrink. So here I'll be writing that inherit. So when you've done with that, so I'll be doing one thing, like I'll be now writing direction inherit. So here I'll be now writing background, which will be white, and here when you've done with that thing, simply I'll be writing background color, which will be white, and here I'll be also writing like background position, which will be in center, and when you've done that, I'll be now writing like background position X, which will be in center. So when you've done that all things, just now I'll be writing that to like background position dash Y, which will be in center. So here I'll be writing that to like background, change that to background attachment, which will be fixed. So when you've done with that thing, so I'll be writing background size, which will be cover. So when you've done that all thing, just I'll be now writing background clip content box, create background, change that to background origin here, which will be content box, and I'll be also changing that to background repeat. So here when you've done that, so I'll be now writing background blend mode, which will be color burn. So here when you've done with that thing there, I'll be now writing like background image now, which will be having the URL, and I'll be writing background, but before that I'll be just coming here writing this sign, then I'll be writing background going to top. Here now I'll be defining background 5.jpg, close this file. Here I'll be just coming underneath creating nav index current, create that to like nav left current, and here when you've done that I'll be writing nav right, which will be current. So here I'll be writing nav right, which will be current. So when you've done that all thing, just I'll be coming here creating nav up current here simply. So here when you've done with that things, here I'll be writing nav down current. So when you've done that, I'll be writing padding, which will be 11 pixel. So when you've done that, I'll be writing padding left, which will be 11 pixel. Create padding right, which will be 11 pixel. And when you've done that, I'll be writing padding top 11 pixel again. Create that to like padding bottom. So here I'll be writing that which should be 11 pixel. So when you've done that, I'll be writing margin, which will be 10 pixel. Create margin left, which will be 10 pixel. And here when you've done with that thing there, I'll be doing one thing like I'll be coming here creating margin right 10 pixel, and I'll be writing margin top, which will be 10 pixel, and create that to like margin bottom, which will be 10 pixel. So when you've done with that, just go to file, press save, and it is done. So when you've done with that things here, you have to do one thing here also, like till here I hope you understand that all things. Now we have done that. So when you've done that, just you have to go to app.js file again, then simply you have to copy this view class which is just written after this area which we have just defined by pressing Ctrl C. Then simply go to app.css, and you have to do one thing like come underneath here, write DOS, paste your class name which you have just copied. Then I'll be writing this curly brackets coming underneath here, creating justify content. So here I'll be writing justify. So just write it correctly like justify content in center. So when you've done that, I'll be writing that to like align items, which will be center. Then I'll be writing display, which will be of block, and create float into left. And when you've done that, I'll be writing text align in center. So when you've done that all thing, just I'll be writing that to like box sizing border box. And when you've done that, I'll be changing that to font style normal. So when you've done with that things here, I'll be writing again, which will be text justify inherit. So when you've done that, I'll be changing that to like font, and we have done that. So here I'll be now writing font size 15 pixel, create font weight, which should be 500, and here I'll be also writing font family, which should be Mont Serif. So simply I'll be writing Mont Serif, which should be comma sans serif. So when you've done that, I'll be writing border 1 pix solid white. So when you've done with that thing there, I'll be writing border color white. So when you've done that, I'll be writing color black. So when you've done with that, here I'll be just coming creating border radius 10 pixel, and when you've done with that, so I'll be coming here also again, then creating border left, which will be 100 pixels. So when you've done with that, here I'll be writing border right, which will be 100 pixel again. Then here I'll be also writing that to like border, and I'll be just writing that to like border top, which will be 100 pixel, and here I'll be writing that to like border bottom 100 pixels. So when you've done that, I'll be just coming underneath here and writing that to like border style, which should be none, and here I'll be writing that to like border width, which should be 100 pixel, and create that to line height, which will be 100 pixel, and here I'll be writing width 100 pixel, create height, which will be 100 pixel, and I'll be also writing that to like border, which should be none, and create that to like outline none. So when you've done with that thing there, I'll be writing list style, which should be none. So when you've done that all, just I'll be writing list style type, which should be none. So when you've done that all thing, just I'll be writing flex direction column. So here I'll be writing that. So when you've done with that thing there, I'll be writing flex wrap, which should be wrap reverse. So here when you've done with that thing there, I'll be writing that to flex flow column. So here I'll be just doing one thing. First of all, I'll be going to top, then here I'll be just doing like that. So when you've done that, I'll be writing column. So when you're done with that, so I'll be now coming here and creating flex spaces, content, create that to like flex grow, inherit. So when you're done with that, so I'll be writing flex shrink. So here I'll be writing that inherit, create direction, which should be also inherit. So when you've done that, I'll be now writing that to like background white. Then simply I'll be writing that to like background color white simply. So here I'll be writing. So when you've done with that things here, I'll be now writing like background position in center. So here when you're done with that things, first of all I'll be just coming here, and here I'll be now writing like background position dash x, which should be in center, and here I'll be writing background position y. So here I'll be writing that. So simply when you've done with that thing there, so I'll be doing one thing like I'll be coming here creating background position, but we have just written that. So I'll be now writing background size cover and create that to like background attachment, which should be fixed. So when you've done that, I'll be writing background repeat, which should be repeat. So when you've done that, I'll be also writing that to like background clip, which should be content box. Then I'll be writing background origin here, which should also be content box. Then I'll be writing that to like background blend mode here simply. So here I'll be writing that color burn. So here when you've done that, I'll be writing background image, which should be having the URL of like background. And just if I go to the top, and you can see there is written background 5. So here I'll be writing that to 6 JPEG. Close that, simply go to file, press save, and now it is done. So when you've done with that, just you have to do another thing like now. Here you can see we have defined till background image. Now I'll be doing one thing like if I go to the top, you can see till view we have defined. So I'll be just going to this class first of all. Then I will be coming here again. Then I'll be writing here like you can just write here view. So here I'll be writing, we have just already done this view. So you can just use a tag which is called like. So here I'll be just using app. Okay, so I'll be writing app area. Then I'll be writing equal random. So when you've done that, just close that here. Then I'll be creating random.floor. Then I'll be just writing user.app.media. So just you have to do one thing. First of all, I'll be just coming here, writing media like that. So just you have to close this curly brackets here, come here again. Then I'll be just changing this tag to like you can say floor. So here we have just already done that. Now I'll be writing in small form, but first of all I'll be writing navbar. Then I'll be just changing that to like floor. And when you've done that, I'll be changing that to floor again. So when you've done that, close here. Then I will be just coming and writing floor dot, just write here app dot user dot random, then create floor again. So when you've done that, just you have to close this again. Then I'll be doing one thing like I'll be just coming underneath, but first of all I'll be doing one thing. I'll be copying this tag which is just written like app by pressing Ctrl C. Yeah, now here you have to just go to app.css, just go to the top till view we have defined again. So like I'm telling you, now I'll be doing one thing here like first of all I will be just coming here creating nav index here. Okay, so just create nav index which should be current. So create here. So when you've done that, I'll be just changing that to like nav left, which should be current, and here I'll be also writing like nav right, which should be current. So when you've done with that things here, you have to do one thing like you have to just write here like nav up current. So here I'll be writing that. So when you've done with that here, so I'll be writing nav down, which should be current. So here we have done that. So I'll be just coming underneath here, creating padding 15 pixel, and I'll be also writing that to like padding left 15 pixel. So when you've done that, I'll be writing that to like padding right, which should be 15 pixel, and I'll be writing padding top 15 pixel. So when you've done that all thing, just I'll be writing padding bottom, which should be 15 pixel. So when you've done with that things here, you have to do one thing like you have to just erase that I and write here. So now we have done that, that all things now. So here you have to do one thing like I'll be just coming underneath and writing that to like you can say that margin which should be 12 pixel, create margin left now, which should be 12 pixel. So when you've done with that, so I'll be now writing margin right here simply, which should be 12 pixel. So when you've done that, I'll be writing now margin top 12 pixel, and here I'll be writing margin bottom 12 pixel. So now when you've done that, now you have to just paste the class name which you have just copied, but before that I'll be writing dot, then pasting my class name which I have just copied. Now simply here I have to change my class name because here we have just already done with the name of app at the top. So here I'll be writing navbar, save here by pressing save button, go here again to your file of app.css, then I'll be changing this to navbar. Simply you have to do like come underneath, press enter and write justify content in center, and just I'll be also writing like align items which should be in center. Then when you've done that, I'll be writing display, which will be of block, create text, align in center. And now when you've done that all thing, just I'll be writing float into left. And here I'll be also writing like box sizing, border box. So when you've done that, just I'll be coming underneath, creating font style, which should be normal. And here I'll be writing like text justify, which should be inherit. So when you've done that, I'll be now writing that to like font size, which should be 14 pixel, create font weight, which should be 600, and also create font family, which should be like Montserrat. So here I'll be writing that, which should be comma sans serif. So when you've done that, I'll be writing border, which should be 1 pixel solid white. So here when you're done with that thing there, I'll be now writing like border color, which should be white, and here I'll be writing like color, which should be black. So simply I'll be now writing like border radius 10 pixel here. So I'll be writing. So when you've done that, I'll be now writing like border left 100 pixel and create that to like border right, which will be 100 pixel. And when you've done that all thing, just I'll be now writing border top 100 pixel. So here when you've done with that, so I'll be now writing like border bottom, which should be 100 pixels. So here we have done that. Now I'll be writing that to like border style none, and here I'll be writing border width, which should be 100 pixels. So simply when you've done that, I'll be writing line height, which should be 100 pixel. And when you've done that all thing, just I'll be writing width 100 pixel, create height, which should be 100 pixel, and I'll be writing that to like border none, create that to like outline, which will be none. Okay, so just create that. So when you've done with that thing there, I'll be writing flex, but before that I'll be now writing that to like list style, which should be none, and here I'll be writing list style type, which should be none. So when you've done with that thing there, I'll be writing flex direction, which should be column. So here when you've done that, I'll be writing flex wrap, which should be wrap reverse. So here when you've done that, I'll be writing here like flex flow column, then I'll be writing flex, change that to flex basis content, and here I'll be changing that to flex grow inherit, and when you've done that, I'll be changing that to flex shrink inherit. So when you've done that, I'll be now writing direction inherit simply, so just write that here. So when you've done that, now I'll be writing that to like background, which should be white, and here first of all I'll be just coming and writing that. So simply when you've done that, I'll be now writing like background color, which should be white, create that to like background position now. So here I'll be writing that which should be in center, and when you've done that, I'll be writing that to like background position dash x, which should be in center. So when you've done that all thing, just I'll be doing one thing, like I'll be coming here, creating background position dash y, which should be in center, and here when you've done that, I'll be just changing that to like background position dash, but before that I'll be writing background attachment now, which should be current, but before that here I'll be writing background attachment fix, then I'll be writing background size cover. So when you've done with that things there, I'll be writing that to like background repeat, which should be repeats. So here when you've done that all thing, just I'll be writing background and change that to background origin, which should be content box, and here I'll be writing background clip, which should be content box. So here I'll be writing. So when you've done that all thing, just now I'll be writing background blend mode, which should be color burn. So when you're done with that here, so I'll be now writing like background and change that to background image having the URL, and in this URL first of all I'll be writing background, and here now you can see we have defined. So if I go to the top, so here I'll be now defining background 7.jpg, and here I'll be closing, creating nav index current, and when you done that all thing, just I'll be writing nav left, which should be current, create that to like nav right current, and when you done that all thing, just I'll be writing nav up current, create that to nav down current. So when you've done that all things, simply here I'll be doing one thing, like creating padding 10 pixel, and here I'll be also writing like padding left 10 pixel, and here I'll be writing padding right, which should be 10 pixels. So simply when you're done with that thing, here I'll be writing padding top 10 pixel, and here I'll be also writing padding bottom, which should be 10 pixel here simply, and here I'll be also writing margin 10 pixel, and here right create margin left 10 pixel, and here I'll be also writing margin right 10 pixel here. So when you've done that, I'll be writing margin top 10 pixel, create margin bottom, which should be 10 pixel. So you can see we have defined many of the things here. I'll be just going to file, press save, and now it is done. So when you've done with that things, you can just go forward and run this. But if you just want to just add Firebase in that, you can just go to Google Chrome and just add, like previously I've just shown you how to just add Firebase in that. You can just add Firebase if you want to, or here you have to also include the things related to Firebase if you want to just add Firebase in that, like post things, cloud messaging thing, notifications, like things you have to add that, then you can add Firebase. But in Twitch clone, I don't think like there is a thing to add a Firebase in that. But if you want to add your own feature, you can do that, because it will be just really good practice of you, and it is really good thing to add your own feature and own thing in your like Twitch clone or any of the clone which you are making, because from that you will be having a cool practice and good practice of every language in which you are adding the things. So it is a good choice to just add that. So you can do that here if you want to, but I'll be not doing things because here I'm showing you. So you can just add your own things, and you can just email me and send me like what things do you made here. So I will be checking that, and it will be just really good to check your all the works which you have just made. So it will be really helpful for me also and for you also. So you can see we have just done with that things here. Now here I'll be pressing save, and you can just check that all things here. Simply I'll be opening Google Chrome here, and now you can see your Twitch clone has been ready, which we have just put. So here simply I'll be doing like hitting refresh to just changing that, and you can see how quickly it is just refreshing that. It is not taking so much time to just refreshing. Just in some seconds it has been refreshed. You can see that, and how cool looking is that. So first of all, you can see I'll be just pause that here. So go back, pause. Okay, so I'll be closing that, and you can see now we are just getting our Twitch clone here. First of all, you can see we are getting the interface of that, means the logo of that. You can browse anything. You can just go here. You can just check the things about advertiser, blog, developers, download apps, gift card, IGTV, jobs, and you can see many of the things are here, music of Twitch, and everything are here related to Twitch we want to. And then you can also just connect your YouTube live stream to just Twitch live stream, from which you will be just going live stream on both platform, like in YouTube also and Twitch also. You can do that like in Facebook also if you want to. And first of all, you have to just sign up by pressing sign up. You can see how beautifully it is just having a sign up page here. You can just sign up here, and then if you have just already account here, you can go to login from here, or if you want to cross that, you can do that, or if you want to connect that with Facebook by pressing that, you can do that also. Simply I'll be pressing cross icon. If I press login, you can see you can just log in from here by writing a username and password. And if you are having any trouble to log in, you can just go here and check that what trouble you are having. It will be just given opinion, and you can just follow that to just work with. Now if I just go down, and you can see there are also a live doing like that. You can see you can also chat with that, or you can also do many things you want to. And there are many of the games also from which you can just do live stream, like Counter-Strike Global Offensive, Grand Theft Auto 5, means GTA 5, Valorant, Minecraft, Fortnite, PUBG Mobile. Then there are Free Fires. Many of the games are here which you can work with. So you can see that they are also having this, the sci-fi content cup, and you can see that there are many of the like things. There are also tournaments of like gaming and everything, and there are also tournaments of like programming and gaming. You can see that there are many of the live streams, because at this time everybody are just doing live streams there here. So here it is just, so my time is just 2:16 a.m. means I'm just doing this video at 2:16 a.m. You can just saw that. So this is the like I am just living in Pakistan, so these are all the live stream from USA, and in the USA it will be just now morning. So because of that, all the YouTubers of USA are just doing live stream, and many of the lives are just going on. You can see. So just you can work with that all things, and there are also recommended channels of Twitch which is just having many of the followers. So you can see that, and there are also many of the other things which you can just check that out, and you can just go here. You can also purchase if you want to just purchase anything from here, like you can start your free trial in Apex Legend, or many of the things are here. This is a game here, Apex Legend. If you don't know about that, I'm telling you, and everything are just here. And you can also go and GTA Online played every game here. There are many of the things. And if I write programming, you can see you can also search anything in that, like I've shown you. You can see how cool looking is that. You can also search anything here, or you can just also search any of your favorite YouTuber name to just come here. So I don't account on this Twitch, but I'll be making in future here. So it will be just really helpful for you also, because if you if you are not work with YouTube and work with Twitch, so every live stream from YouTube it is going to Twitch. So it will be just really helpful for the Twitch ones who are just using Twitch, and they can also watch the live streams from Twitch, and it will be really helpful for them. So you can see how cool looking is that thing. So you can press show more button to just show more all the things, and you can press any of the live stream to watch. You can go to that pages also. You can check the pages here also, which is just looking really good. I'll be closing that. So you can see how cool looking is the thing which is just having by us, and you can see that we have just successfully made a Twitch clone. So I hope you understand how to build one Twitch clone in React.js, and I hope you also enjoyed this clone. So just you can see we have not used any of the Firebase, and without Firebase we have just made successfully a really good, like you can see, really good Twitch clone like that. And we have just include some of the searching icons, but it is just really good for a beginner to just understand that all things. And you can also join a Twitch community if you want to by pressing sign up here. So like that you can just build your own Twitch clone in React.js without Firebase. So I hope you understand this project and this clone, and I hope you also enjoy my previous clone which I've just uploaded on YouTube, and the live streams also which I've just do that. And just I'll be also doing not so much live stream in the future. I'll be doing 1 or 2 live streams. So but you have to just come in all the live stream, and you have to also smash the like button of my all the live streams and all the videos which I'll be uploading in future, and this video also which is really good for you. And I hope it you have enjoyed this video also and this clone also, like you're enjoying my previous ones projects and clones. So I'll be also just entering a data sciences project of Python. Like I'm telling you, the data sciences project should be just big enough, but it will be really helpful for you. So here you have to also enjoy that projects of Python. But these clones I'll be bringing on like 1 to 2 days, and we'll be just making that not daily enough. I'll be making that 1 or 2 days, and it will be really helpful for you. I hope that. So just I hope you understand this clone, and I hope you also enjoy this clone. So just I'll be meeting you in next clone or project. So for today, goodbye.